All right, everybody, Touchstone Showcase. I'm thrilled to be here. First time on camera, and we're welcoming George Sarkis. George, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Shake your hand here, too, this morning. This is great.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We got the whole setup. We've also got Nick Nardone here. Nick, welcome.
Thank you, Jack.
First time on video for the showcase. Thrilled to be here. And we're just going to see how it goes. I mean, we've never done this on video before, but we're here at the Parker in Boston and with George. So we've got a special guest, special location, and we really just wanted it to be something special. So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for coming.
I guess it's an obvious thing to start with, but talk about the Parker a bit. I mean, we're sitting in here. Talk about it.
So it's one of Boston's newest developments. We're expecting a occupancy for early fall. It is. We have a motto that is unlike any other building, and to expect the unexpected because it is unlike any other building. It's the first of its kind when I talk about a unit program, and that's 168 units, all under $3 million. And the reason for that is the price per square foot is in line with our competition and with other projects in the city. However, it is 168 units based really on a chunk price play. So smaller unit program, 168 units, studios, 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms, with a fully amenitized building. So you have all these amenities, full service, and it's really people all within the same price point, $600,000 to $3 million. The location is central, so you can walk to the original Four Seasons on Boylston Street. You can walk to the Back Bay, walk to South Station, walk to the Seaport District, all within 10 minutes.
Great.
And that's what it is. It's great because it allows us to target first-time home buyers, young professionals, pied-à-terres, and it's going to act as a private club, like a Soho House in New York City, but for residences. And it's going to be a place where people can network. It's going to be a community. It's going to be fun, and just really somewhere where you can live and play at the same time.
What a great answer. And a great way to start. Nick, do you have any comments on it? You're the pro about the area, besides George.
I've been lucky enough to be a part of a lot of new developments, and I have a decent amount of the buyers who are under contract here at the Parker, and I can say I don't talk up a lot of buildings when I'm speaking with clients, but this one it's different. It's high end. The location is perfect. Just like George said, you can get anywhere. Like we turn around here, we're looking at Boston Common.
Yeah.
And you have the theater district. Then you have the Back Bay right there, Newbury Street right at the beginning. Like that is fantastic. But you feel like you're in the city. Seaport.
Cue the horn.
The Seaport's a gorgeous new neighborhood, but it doesn't feel like Boston yet.
Yeah.
And this is Boston.
Yeah,
for
great
sure.
Answer.
You're steps away from the Common. Some of the views look all the way towards the State House, Beacon Hill, Back Bay, and like we touched on, it is a perfect location. It's convenient for pretty much everyone. Even if you want to get to the Seaport District, it's easier to get to the Seaport District than it is to actually leave the Seaport District.
Oh yeah,
and
preach.
You're right. You're right in the middle of it all. So,
I want to backtrack a bit here, George, and get some background. We always like to talk about people's story, so I'd love to just get your story. You have a fascinating story, and we're all dying to hear it. So this might be the only question we end up asking. But who or what influenced you to get into the real estate business?
A lot of people. Probably my father over anyone else. My brother, who's obviously my business partner, and I.
We'll give Manny a shout out.
Yeah, shout out Manny. Love you, bro. But so my brother and I, at a young age, we grew up in Dedham, and I came to school in Boston at Suffolk when I was a freshman, and my dad started looking at the dorm prices, what it costs to live in the dorms at Suffolk, and he just said, I don't want to do this. You can just live in Dedham. I said, Dad, then I'm not going to school in the city of Boston. I'm going to go somewhere I can live on a campus and be part of a community and be able to meet people, because that's clearly what I love to do. And he said, okay, let me think about this and we'll figure it out. So my father ended up buying a studio on Beacon Hill. And he basically said, I don't want you to pay rent, and I don't want you to live in the dorms and just throw money out the window. So let's buy an asset and you can live in it. And then when you're ready to leave, then we'll have an investment property in the city. And he always really stressed to us, don't pay rent. My dad's been my dad has been a tenant in his business. He owns a store in Harvard Square. He's been there for about 30 years, and he's been paying rent at that store. He couldn't buy the retail space because it was part of a bigger building. The building actually traded about a year and a half ago for over $40 million. So,
wow.
we're not there yet. So my dad continued to be a tenant, and it was just tough seeing him not being able to control his own destiny, and having a landlord be able to bump the rent up or basically say this is what it is now, and every 10 years it goes up, and just not having control of really his destiny. And my brother and I saw that, and we said, I don't want to ever have anyone dictate how much I pay for rent, whether I'm living there or I'm basically taking over a commercial space. So we bought at a young age. My brother and I was still in college, and my brother had graduated college and started working at PwC. He's a CPA, and he's the numbers guy. He makes sure that we're not spending what we shouldn't be spending and everything else. But we bought a unit in the city, in the North End, and we had a real estate agent who didn't really do the greatest job. We bought a unit, and we weren't given all the details and all the facts of what went into purchasing real estate at that time. So we made the move. We bought the piece of property, and after that, we bought another investment property with the same agent, actually. So we gave her a second chance.
Repeat client, Nick. We love repeat clients.
Repeat client. And after that, I just said, I think I can do this, and I'd like to be able to represent myself and friends and family. And that's what I did in the beginning. And then
take us to your age. How old were you at that time?
I was about 22 years old.
Yeah, so very young.
My brother and I were in the nightlife business. We were in hospitality, hosting events, throwing parties, and just really being connectors.
Yep.
And meeting people and building our network. And fast forward till I was about 29 years old, and I had my first daughter. And came home one night, and I said, I don't really want to be working nights anymore. I just want to completely parlay this great network I've built over the years into doing real estate full time. And we basically just hung it up. We hung up being in the nightlife business. We hung up that other business that we had and just put everything in one basket. And that was selling real estate and starting the Sarkis Team.
I met Manny and George through my wife, and if you went out and you'd see them, they were having a good time. They're the people to know. Everyone wanted to be around them, and they knew where the scene was. And it's actually,
and that hasn't changed at all. Now they're just
the scenes just changed a little bit.
Yeah, the scene has changed.
But it's funny because they kind of came up as different types of nightlife were growing in Boston.
Yep.
And then you hit the real estate in the upswing too. You've really been on at the beginning of two industries that were growing quite rapidly around here.
I've got a quick follow-up question. You've already mentioned Manny a great deal. What's it like to work so closely with your brother, and how would clients and colleagues describe your styles?
There's definitely pros and cons. The pros do outweigh the cons, though.
Yeah.
You get two for the price of one. And if you think about Manny, you think about George. If you think about George, you think about Manny. And we're very similar in the fact that we want to do the right thing. We want to do whatever we can do to get the best results for our clients. And we both work harder than anyone else works. And I say the cons are we disagree sometimes because we do have, our strengths are different. I mean, I'm really focused on the marketing side of the business. I'm focused on building more connections and networking and just trying to be as approachable to everyone out there as possible. And my brother does all that, but he also brings a different dynamic to the business, and that's the finances, management, overseeing different colleagues, agents on our team, just checks and processes. He's more of the organized one.
Yeah.
I'm more of the hype guy and the guy out there just trying to meet as many people as possible, and which my brother is very good at as well. But that's what it is, and we're brothers. So at the end of the day, we have to keep our parents happy.
Yeah.
And if we're not getting along, then I'm going to get a call from my mom or my dad, and it's not always sunshine and rainbows. I mean, we've had days where we're like, staplers have been thrown across the room at times. I'll tell you that. But at the end of the day, we're brothers, and he's my best friend.
Yeah.
So, and he's my older brother, so I look up to him. I'm a big believer in experience trumps everything else, and people who have been through more and have experienced things that others haven't and are seasoned. I think that brings a huge benefit to a team. So, and my brother has that.
And your bond together is the glue of the entire team, it seems like.
Yeah, he's my best friend. We do everything together. Our wives are best friend. Our kids are best friends. So no matter what, we can't get away from each other. So it's not like being a partner.
Yeah.
And being able to have that separation. It's like if we get in a fight on Friday in the office, most likely I'm going to see him Saturday night for dinner.
Yep.
And if we're not getting along, the wives will just openly say at dinner, "Can you guys just figure this out right now so we can continue and enjoy the night?" And we'll be like, "Yeah," and we'll get up, we'll give each other a hug. "I love you, bro. It's all good." And
forget it till Monday.
And we just forget it.
Yeah, completely.
We forget it, and we try to focus on the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is to do what pretty much no one's ever done in the city of Boston when it comes to real estate brokerage.
I love that goal and aspiration for you guys.
One quick question, I guess, is
Yep.
I have a tough time, like when I go with Jack, when I go with other business colleagues, like I just love talking about real estate. So do you guys feel like you can actually, like, are you talking about deals all the time, or can you be like, "Hey, no deals tonight"? Like,
so if it was up to us, we would talk about deals all night long.
Yeah.
And we even still go back to nightlife. Like we'll be traveling and we'll like see a venue and we'll be out to dinner at a restaurant or we'll be at a lounge, and he'll be like, "This place is really cool. Like imagine if they had this in Boston."
Yeah.
And we could like bring clients to this, and like we kind of mix up the whole promotional business from back in the day to now. Or we'll be even yesterday, like we went to a presentation. We went to a real estate presentation and we saw a project and we were like, "This is really cool." And then we actually were together last night and we were talking about that, and our wives just had said, "Guys, can we please take a break?" And like, we will hit pause. It also does sometimes. People will openly say, "Guys, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, can we please like?"
I've gotten that one quite a few times.
Can we please move it along and talk and change the conversation? So, if it was up to us, we love what we do. We don't consider it work, as you guys love what you do. So it's just easy to talk about something that isn't considered a job or work. It's fun.
I 100% agree
You
with
know?
that.
I would agree with that as well, Nick. And I feel like I could talk about it 24/7. I mean, if you call me at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., any hour of any day, I would just talk your ear off about.
I love it. And then you get the people that know you love it, so they ask you questions.
Everybody I
Correct.
see, everybody I know. It must be even worse for you, but how's the market? How's the market?
How's the market? Yeah. How's the market? How are interest rates?
Yeah.
What's going on? Do you think that it's going to go down?
Yeah.
It's like, if I knew it was going to go down, I probably would stop selling real estate and I'd wait and I'd buy everything and then I'd let it go up. It's
Yeah.
like, you can't time the market, obviously, but it's overall, we have to find a happy medium, as everyone does. You know, we all have friends and family, and not everyone cares about what the average price per square foot is in downtown Boston and where we are and where we're going.
Yep. No, those are great answers. And the team has grown exponentially. You touched on that as well the last few years. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And what type of agent do you look for to be part of the Sarkis team?
Well, we've shifted gears in that sense. It's in the beginning we were looking to hire any agent who just wanted to put in the work, wanted to grow, wanted to learn, and we kind of just took a chance on whoever came through the door that wanted to be great, wanted to grow, and wanted to buy into what we were trying to do. And a lot of those agents are still on the team, and they've made crazy improvements, and they've elevated their marketing, their sales pitches, their negotiating, and they've just simply learned from Manny and I. And those are agents who had zero experience, and it took a lot of work and it took time, but they were building as we were starting, and we were building together. And now we are looking to only really bring on seasoned, experienced agents. pretty much 5 years plus in the business, 5+ years in the business, and someone who can help those younger agents on the team. But right now we're happy where we are. We're not looking to make big hires. We're not looking to build our team more than we already are. I think we have a great team in place right now, and I think that we can grow together until we find a better fit. But it's not about just hiring. It's about finding someone who actually wants to buy in to the brand and to what you're trying to accomplish. And it's better to just have 7 or 8 quality people than have 20
or 300.
Or 300 mid-level people
Yeah.
when you're trying to build a luxury high-end brand in the city of Boston.
And as you're speaking, it's clicking with me. It makes sense because you want people that are sort of, if they're on par with your level right now as a team, they can step right in and be part of the team. That makes a lot of sense to me. Instead, because now if you brought a rookie in, you got to train them all over again, or you have to have somebody that's willing to do that.
Yeah, really the way we've shifted gears in our business model, and we're looking to hire more full-time staff. We just hired a new creative marketing director who has
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Give him a shout out.
Who has 7+ years in working as a CMO for Staples, for example.
Wow.
And he's experienced, he's seasoned, and just has been through more than even my brother and I have been through when it comes to running a business. And we're now trying to operate our team as a company and looking to grow the individuals we currently have and just build around them right now.
If people are going to find out about you, I know you, your brother, the team, the Parker.
Instagram.
Yeah, highly active.
Social media, find me. You can find me. It's not hard.
Yeah. So that's it though, right? You bump into someone, just say Instagram. You shout it at them? What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, the way I've really built my business from the start is I met someone through Douglas Elliman at a Douglas Elliman event about 4 years ago, and this person has had tremendous success. A lot of people will know who they are, and I happened to have a conversation with them just on the go right before a conference in Aspen, and I just said, "So how have you built your business? Like, what did you do, and like, how did you get here?" And that's a question a lot of agents even ask me now, even rookie agents that come to an open house or come to an opening or an event. And, I've always tried to give them the time. And even if I couldn't right then and there, because you're in the middle of an event and you're trying to talk to people and host, it's like I'll give them my card and I'll say, call me and let's grab a cup of coffee. This agent told me I used to start my day with 30 business cards in my pocket, and I treated those business cards as if they were a disease eating me. So the only way to stay alive was to get rid of those business cards. So put social media aside, put Instagram aside. I used to start my day, and no matter who I met, I had to get rid of those cards. So, I mean, sometimes I ended up just going to Starbucks and giving the barista my card. And you never know, barista hears a lot of conversations, and they hear of people talking about real estate, Uber drivers, hotel concierge. I would just introduce myself, give out my card, and continuously do that, probably giving out 120 to 150 business cards a day.
Wow. Nick, I love that. I'm going to steal that.
and it's a hustle, it's a grind, but
yeah.
I mean, you don't see a lot of people doing that these days. Social media helps, but you have to do a little bit of everything to get your name out there. When you give out that business card, they can then look at you on social media. That's why you have to be very conscious to what you're putting out there. Specifically today, I was on a Zoom call talking about brand and how you expose yourself to the world. And you might meet someone and you might act totally different than your true, authentic self. And, I'm not the type of guy that's going to be, how you doing, sir? How are you? How's everything? Good? Yeah. I'm not calm like that. I'm like, hey, what's up, brother?
Yeah.
Everything good? Cool?
A lot of hugs.
That's how I am. Like, I'm a loud, outgoing, warm, loving, emotional person. And that's how I portray myself on social media. And you get what you get.
It's thoughtful.
And I think it's important to stay consistent with your brand and with who you are. And it doesn't work for everyone. Not everyone loves my loud, excited, outgoing personality. But
Well, forget those people. Right?
Exactly, forget them.
But I mean, the passion shows through, and I think a lot of people, when they're looking, I think everyone knows there's a lot of agents out there, and even the business card thing. When someone sees the effort you're putting forth just to get your card out there, they're like, "Wow, if I work with him, he's probably going to put the same effort forth in finding a property." And it's just a little task that you're proving your worth there, and I think that definitely stands out.
I got to get George's take on my Link card. Have you heard of Link? Those cards where you go near the phone?
Yeah, I'm an old school guy.
Yeah.
I'm
I think
33
I am
years.
too. I
I'm
have
33
one.
years old, but
Yeah.
I just have business cards everywhere. I
know.
usually put them in each pocket because I just never know how easy it's going to be to just give it out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I think that is it's a great concept.
It's an option.
It's a great concept.
Yeah.
But I'm still rocking with the
can
paper
always do
cards.
both.
I'm doing both right now.
Do both.
Yep.
I'm doing both, but I just had to get his take on it. What skills or habits in particular would you credit for your success as a real estate professional?
So I would say it's the relentless factor because we do work hard. It's the connected factor, our network, and all the people that we've met and the relationships we've built, and then built off of those relationships, and then just being approachable because everyone needs a place to live. And it's not about just that $1 million buyer. It's about that $300,000 buyer because they will then eventually, as you guys would know, turn around and sell that $300,000 property and upgrade to an $800,000 property and then connect you to someone like their parents or their family that will then be selling a $1+ million $1 million plus property. So it's those three things.
Being direct to consumer, you never know where the goodwill is going to get you.
Absolutely.
Right. What's the biggest decision or change that you or your team have made in the last year?
About 48 hours ago.
Perfect time.
48
Perfect
hours
timing.
ago. We're making big changes here.
Okay.
You have to scale your business and to grow, you have to delegate and you have to trust.
Can you talk to Nick, please? No, I'm just kidding.
Not my strong suit. Not my strong
Yeah, and it's not my brother and I's either.
Yeah.
To be quite
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah.
but we've made changes to delegate and trust our agents. We've now put a system in place where we're going to be bringing every agent on our team onto a deal. So no matter the size of the deal, there will be an agent on the Sarkis team on that deal. And it allows us to grow, to help grow our agents, and it allows us to free up some time on our ends to grow and do other projects, meet with other developers, meet with other clients. And you have to throw people in the fire.
Yeah.
You have to. And they might not do it my way, they might not do it my brother's way, but they might have a better way. No matter how experienced you are, how good you are, everyone can learn something from someone else. And it's important. It's tough because we're very hands-on. We want to oversee everything. We're all about like having the power, but we're now taking a step back. We're hiring an operations manager.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Shout out for that.
So we're going to be hiring an operations manager who will be handling more of the day-to-day. So it's spending money. It's bringing on more employees. As you guys would know, you brought on some girl named Ashley Byrne. I'm not sure if anyone knows who that is. Shout out Ashley.
Shout out Ashley. She's hiding in here.
She's in here somewhere. But yeah, like you have to bring in the right people.
Yeah.
And you have to continue to invest in your business. And some people don't realize that. Some people are just really day-to-day. It's about working on your business rather than in your business. We were always stuck in the weeds. We wanted to go do that show and we wanted to be at that presentation. And now we're thinking, you know what? I think that person can do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my faith in this one or that one, and they're going to get it done. And if they don't, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay. And we always thought, oh my God, why
We're
did we
gonna
do
miss it.
this?
Yeah, yeah.
Why did we do that? We should have been there. It's all good. Everything happens for a reason, and it's just a great learning experience.
And that's a great answer, and absolutely something of value that I think agents, whether you're starting out or you're an experienced agent, should really listen to what George just said, because it was tremendous advice.
Oh, I mean,
We've talked for
I need
days
to
about
learn
it. Yeah,
from these guys because
it's not easy.
but we've talked for days about it.
It's really difficult when and specifically the Sarkis team, like your name's on the wall.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when someone walks into a room representing you, you want to have full control because the way you guys look, the branding you have, like you walk into the showcase, every inch of it is calculated. So you want people to have that same mindset as you, and when they don't, you have to step back and say that's okay. Like they're being themselves. Like we have our own personalities, and we hire them for a certain skill set, but you got to let them be themselves.
For sure. And a great example is I had a listing presentation yesterday, and I was on the phone with the seller, and I brought one of my agents onto the call, and I said, just so you know, I'm going to be bringing on so-and-so onto this deal. And they said, oh, okay, does that mean you're not going to be handling the showings? Or I said, no. I said, your listing is so important to us that instead of bringing one agent on, I'm bringing on a second. So you're now getting two of us. So for some reason, if I'm tied up or I can't be there, this person will be there to assist. And they've bought into our system. They've been with us from the start. So they're just a direct extension of us, and they work through all the systems and processes that we've put in place to succeed. And if you put it like that, they're like, wow, I'm getting two
great.
agents?
Yeah.
That's great.
For the same price?
For the same price. We can't charge 10%.
Yeah.
We're really
you could try.
We're really capped out at 5%. Hopefully the market, there's a lot of inflation's going on everywhere.
Sometimes it's 6.
So I was just thinking, I had an HVAC guy come to my house and quote me $40,000 for a system. And I said, someone else quoted me $25,000. And he said, yeah, but I'm just so busy. I don't need it. And he's like, George, and I actually know this person.
Yeah.
And he goes, if you come to sell my house, are you going to waive the commission? Or are you going to give me a discount? I go, no, but I can only charge you 5%. I can't charge you 7%.
Yep.
So it's one of those things where 5% is what it's at now, and that's what sellers will continue to pay. And there's enough money to go around. You just have to take care of your people and make sure that they're actually putting in the work. And if they are, the reward's high. So
great advice. I want to just get back a little bit into social media because you mentioned how important it is. Your team has always done an incredible job with social media, a lot of good video content and imagery. We're just curious, the audience is curious, how involved are you, George Sarkis, in that process? He's got a big smile. We got this on camera finally, so yeah.
I'm very involved.
Yeah.
If I was to have to stop selling real estate today and say I was passionate about something else, it's marketing and it's brand. I am usually the one that's thinking about ideas and wanting to bring them to life, from doing a belly flop into a pool at a listing in a suit, or renting a yacht to pull up to a $20 million listing on the water. Like I've thought of these ideas. I've pictured them. Sometimes I've pictured really crazy ideas. When you actually want to break it down, it's like, yeah, that wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
Like you didn't really think about what happens at this point in the video, or something like that. But I'm very involved in it now with our new hire for our creative director in market, who's handling our marketing. I can throw ideas his way and he can kind of take them to the next level. He could massage them or allow them to evolve to the point where it fits our brand. But I am very hands-on marketing, more than anyone else who's on the team. And I'm passionate about that, so.
Even executing, you're on the Instagram, you're on the team page, you're responding. Yep.
So I don't handle the Sarkis Team Instagram page. That's in-house through our marketing person. But my personal brand and my personal Instagram is all me. No one will ever touch that.
Yeah,
because it's me. You have to be authentic to who you are. So. Yeah.
Now we'll get to some fast questions because we're coming up on time. Unless, Nick, can you think of any longer form questions you'd want to ask George?
I love George as a real estate broker, but I really love George as a Celtics fanatic.
Have you been a Celtics fan your whole life, basketball fan?
My whole life.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we had a popcorn ceiling in the basement of our house in Dedham, and there were times where I think we had like 8-foot ceilings. Even you're going back to the Rafe LaFrentz days.
Oh yeah.
Erie Welsh, Mark Blount.
I love Mark Blount.
We even had out for J.R. Bremer, the lefty who could shoot threes.
Yep.
Celtics were really bad.
Yeah.
but I used to still watch every single game. And I remember one game, there was a Celtic, J.R. Bremer hit a game-winning 3 against the Pacers. They had Jermaine O'Neal, Reggie Miller back in the day. And I just jumped up and I hit, my knuckles just scraped the popcorn ceiling in my basement. And I just yelled to my mom. I go, Mom, I need some Band-Aids and a towel. She goes, what did you do? And my mom just yelled, they've only won 8 games. What's wrong with you? I go, Mom.
It's a big win.
I think the blood is green.
Yeah.
I go, but please get me some Band-Aids. I've been a diehard fan even when they were bad.
Yep.
I mean, going back, one of the greatest games of my life was the 2001 greatest comeback in NBA playoff history against the New Jersey Nets.
Yes, yeah.
The Celtics were down about 26 points going into the fourth quarter, and it was Antoine Walker,
Pierce.
Paul Pierce, Kenny Anderson,
Yep.
and it was at the Garden. I couldn't get in the building back in the day. I actually went to very few games. My dad was very strict and didn't really spoil us, so it was a gift or a luxury to get to go to a game. And we sat in the nosebleeds. Like, I didn't sit in the loge. Like, it was like I would ask and beg, and my dad would be like, nope, one day you can go, which is funny these days.
Yeah.
Thinking about
Well, now, for those of you who don't know, I mean, front row seats every game. You're pretty much on the team.
And I credit that to my dad.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have got me great seats. He could have took us to every game if he wanted to, but he was tough on us, and it allowed us to become the men we are today. But going back, I was a diehard fan ever since I was probably 9 years old, and I had a very tough time seeing good teams win. 08 was one of the best years of my life, aside from the year I met my wife. But they won a championship in 08, and even 2010 was obviously great. Lost Game 7.
Game 7, yeah.
Kendrick
But
Perkins
this has got to be all the more rewarding this year as we're going through this run. And
this is fun.
The way
this
the team's
is fun.
been.
And it's great to have the seats I got. So
Yeah. Nick, were you going to?
Well, I was gonna say, I when I'm watching on TV, like
You just
your
look for
energy on the
George.
court,
Yeah.
like I just see you guys, you high fiving, getting everyone involved. Like it's electric.
it's fun.
So we'll do some quick questions.
Yep.
Do you get dressed up to work from home? You look great today.
I get dressed up every single
Every
day.
day.
Even during COVID, I would get dressed up. I'd go to a Starbucks. I'd go to the office, just like Nick.
Just
I
like
remember
Nick,
Nick used to go to the office every day. He told
did.
me we were at an event a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and he said he was at the office every day. It was great. There was no one in Boston.
Yep.
The streets were clear. You could park. I was doing the same exact thing.
Yep. And
Great
Nick
minds
actually,
think alike.
Nick just learned what work from home meant like 3 days ago.
It was on the calendar, and I
said
go,
WFH.
Jack, what does this mean? He goes, work from home. I go, never done it. All right.
I haven't done it either. Same here.
How about your favorite guilty pleasure? This is a good one. Let's be honest too.
Favorite guilty
What's something you do you're a little embarrassed about?
Favorite guilty pleasure.
How many shoes you got in that collection, George?
I would say the backup wardrobe in my car that I hang in the back. So
Yep.
you guys have seen a navy blue white shirt. I'm probably grabbing dinner tonight. I might switch. I'm wearing a white shirt right now. There's a good chance I could spill coffee on it or
Yeah.
something could happen. So I always have 1 or 2 backup outfits in my car. And I always bring my toiletry bag with some deodorant, cologne, gel, and even a blow dryer.
Okay.
In case sometimes, you'll run into someone and they'll like get so excited to see you. They're a little overly aggressive.
yeah, get
and
the
they
hair.
like will rub their hair. Hey, what's up, buddy? Who are you? And I'll just be like, dude.
Oh, I got the
kidding me?
whole look.
And I used to go to CVS and have to get gel and redo my hair. And I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? We're gonna make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
So backup outfit, toiletry bag in the back seat.
I like it.
All the
That's
time.
just proper planning right there.
Yeah,
too.
I'm gonna have to take a page out of that book.
Yeah, it's just easy.
How about biggest pet peeve, personally or professionally?
Biggest pet
The head
peeve.
goes down.
Biggest pet peeve.
This is great. We're getting the body language.
Biggest pet peeve, I would say, being late. Someone being late or not on time. I'm a big believer in if you're on time, you're late. If you're early, you're on time.
Yep.
And sometimes I don't portray what I preach, but I try my best, and I think that is one thing that definitely gets me aggravated and not a huge fan of, because only so many hours in a day. And
Yeah.
when you're busy, you have to take advantage of every second.
Now, Jack, just as a follow up to that. So, because you're so busy, do you guys have a set we only block 90-minute blocks so we have enough time to get to the next whatever it is?
Great question, Nick.
We do, and sometimes you have back-to-backs, and you're like, oh man,
Yeah.
I haven't ate anything. I haven't even like checked my emails,
Yeah.
and it's like you can go back-to-back, and then you finally, after 3-4 hours straight of showings, Zoom calls, presentations, you're just like anxiety, like 75 emails, 40 texts.
Sure.
What do I have to get
do
to
first?
now? What do I do
Yep.
first? And like, you don't want to ignore people, and you don't want people to think that they're not that important, or you're just simply too busy. So I try to always set up 30 to 40, at least 30 minutes, 40 minutes in between a 1 to 2 hour block. If I'm blocked off for 2 hours, I can't go a third hour. I need a 30 to 40 minute breather. Where it's not a breather, it's catch up.
catching up.
You know, it's catching up, and it's just making sure, even on the way home, like, that's a great time where I just like go through my phone. I make personal calls.
Yep.
You know, because we're so busy, we still don't want to lose touch with our friends and family, because you do get so caught up in everything else happening, work related, business related. I still always like in my phone, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to call my cousin here who I haven't talked to in 2 weeks. Hey, what's going on? Just want to check up. It's not all about work. It's not all about business. It's not all about the next deal. It's about massaging and taking care of those that are important in your life, like massaging your relationships and just making sure you keep those relationships and continue to build off of them. And it's people who mean the world to you. It's friends and family.
Great advice. What's your favorite holiday?
Oh, my favorite holiday is Christmas.
Christmas.
I'm like a little kid.
Second
like
that.
I love it.
My new favorite expression is not every day is Christmas. I've been saying that a lot.
The Celtics.
What, to the kids?
No, well,
Cel-
just if, if it's not a perfect day, it's like, hey, not every day is Christmas morning.
The only other thing that's not really a holiday is Celtics playoff basketball.
Yep.
That's like a
That's it.
holiday.
It
to
is
me.
a holiday.
When I step
It
in
is.
the building during
Yep.
a playoff game, it's like Christmas morning.
Yep.
I'm
It is.
telling
so
you.
that is like Christmas.
No
then.
matter how bad the day is,
Yeah.
and how stressed I am, or how many deals went south, or how many clients are unhappy, not many ever are.
Yep.
I step into that building, and
So-
it's my sanctuary.
Sunday's going to be fun.
Sunday's going to be fun. 1 o'clock, I'll probably be there at 11:30 a.m.
How about your favorite vacation?
My favorite vacation would probably be an island. I used to go to St. John all the time. My favorite resort there was Canal Bay.
Yep.
And they got wiped out by the
Yeah.
hurricane, unfortunately. But I used to go there 4 times a year. It was
Nick wants
my,
to start doing closings there.
it was my favorite place.
Actually, Canal Bay is amazing. It was owned by Rockefeller.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a private oasis.
It's amazing, and it is. Hopefully they reopen it. I always go on their Instagram because they haven't reopened it, and I like DM them. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, any idea when you guys are going to reopen? And I don't even get a response. But if it's not Canal Bay, I would say Turks and Caicos.
Yep. Good answers. I like this one for you, especially. If you could eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Chicken parm.
I might be
I didn't
the
even
same
finish
guy.
the question.
Might be the
Chicken
same
parm.
guy.
I didn't even finish the question, but yeah, chicken parm is a good choice. How about a side?
Aside, fries.
Fries. Good. I like it.
Good.
Nick, would that be your answer?
No, so I go, if I'm going to one of Di Pasquale's restaurants, I get the chicken parm every time, and then I get the gnocchi as a side.
Yep.
And every time the server goes, I don't know if we do that, I go, well, you do. I've gone a good 350 times, so someone back there knows how to do it.
I want to drop in a couple of notes, and then we can wrap up. To the team, and you correct me if I'm wrong here, over 750 million sold since 18. Number one, Douglas Elliman
Over
team.
800.
Over 800 million
Yeah.
sold.
Been a couple good weeks. I got to update the Instagram page.
Number one team in Douglas Elliman Boston.
Correct.
You guys, we talked about the Parker to start, sales
Yep.
director at the Parker. You work high end in Boston and also outside of the city. Notably worked with Paul Fireman.
Yes,
right?
I have. Yep.
Do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of our trophy deals that
Yeah.
we've done in our careers. We sold Paul's home and land. It was a 41. It gets really promoted as a $23 million sale, but it was actually about a $41 million sale. We had taken over the listing, and it was previously marketed as one deal.
Yep.
I thought, maybe we can separate this, and it'll be easy. It'll be more attainable to get a yield of a $23 million buyer and an $18 million buyer. So we split it up. We sold the house first, then we sold the land, totaling about $41 million. And it was a tough deal. Paul is a tough negotiator.
Yeah.
But he's a fair person, and I learned a lot from him. It was a great experience, and I was happy to get it done. I mean, it was awesome, and our business has definitely taken off since that transaction and that deal. And there were some days I thought I was going to get fired.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy. It wasn't easy to sell that number. This was pre-COVID too, pretty much, and it was before the suburbs, and having that much space was that exciting to people.
Yeah.
And we got it done, and it was a great experience.
I just have a quick question, because you guys have been very loyal, and I think it's paid off to Douglas Elliman. So how do they help you from a large scale brokerage to your team specifically?
I cannot, we'd have to have a whole different podcast to talk about Douglas Elliman.
Yeah. We'll get Manny to talk about it.
Yeah, they're the greatest company out there. And I got a call last week from just an agent who said, hey, I have someone flying into town, and they're interested in seeing a specific listing of yours. And I said, awesome, let's do it. And then that person came in, and the agent in the different region was helping me with everything I needed to know about this client, what they like, what their needs are, what their wants are. And we were on a call for probably 2 hours on a Thursday night. This is an agent in New York City who probably sells over $1 billion, who's on TV once in a while.
Yeah.
And it's they want the power of Elliman in the referrals, and the collaboration is unlike any other company. And some of these agents will fly here to even meet their clients. I fly to other places to meet clients. I have a client who's looking in the Hamptons, and I'm going there in July. And I have an agent there who is highly recommended and who I have a good relationship with. So I'm going to go spend the weekend in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show this client $10 to $20 million properties. And I know for a fact that the second I get to the Hamptons, it's going to be red carpet from that Elliman agent.
Yep.
Because that's how they do it.
That's how you do it.
And that's how I do it.
Yeah.
And I've learned from other agents within the company, and just from being around them. I mean, good energy is good energy.
Yeah.
It's contagious. If you're around people who have the same goals and mindsets and want to do things the right way and care about their reputation, which is a majority of the agents at Douglas Elliman nationwide, the universe comes to a full circle. It's good energy attracts good energy. So
that's a great way to close. George, thank you so much again for your time today.
Thank you, guys.
We really appreciate it. Nick,
Go
thank
Celtics.
you for joining us.
Go
Celtics.
Go
and
Blitz.
thank you again
Thank you,
for
guys.
listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Touchstone Showcase.